Welcome to the universe that is Fire Emblem. I go by BanaSmoothie1. If you're unfamiliar with this universe outside of Smash Bros., let me give you a basic rundown of what Fire Emblem is and its gameplay. Fire Emblem is a game where you control an army under a lord, aka the main character or characters, and you fight a big bad guy and his big bad guy army. And when a character levels up, they gain stats at a random percentage, which when playing Fire Emblem can make a character a god among men or a baby who you have to babysit, or sit them on the bench. Now, for those who have been playing Fire Emblem and the game I'm specifically playing in the background / the focus of the video, Fire Emblem the Binding Blade, some of the characters don't look too right or normal. And that's because I decided to play the game randomized. The things I randomized was everything I could, which involved growth rates, which can range from 0 to 225%, their base stats, their constitutional stat, which affects how big they are, the character's ability to attack multiple times, along with their ability to rescue another person, a unit's movement, which I come to regret real quick, randomized affinity, weapon durability, strength, hit rate, and weight, the class of each character and boss, and all the weapons have random traits. I created a save log with the randomizer so that at the end of the game I can see what each character's growths were, because knowing the growths beforehand would just defeat the purpose of randomizing the game in the first place. I'm also doing an Ironman, and if you know what a Pokemon Nuzlocke is, then it should give you a good idea of how it works. A character dies, they're dead forever. No resetting the game to save them, and if the main character of the game, which in this case is our boy Roy, dies, the run is over.
Is that how Fire Emblem is supposed to be played? Who the fuck are you and how'd you get into my apartment?
But if it gets fairly deep into the run, I'll just randomly sacrifice a character to keep going, to see it through. But if it's early on, I'll just fully re-randomize the game. I'm also going for the true ending, but if I lose certain characters, that might not happen. Before jumping in, I had the idea to stream this on Twitch, but with how inactive I can be on there, I decided to just stream the game in a Discord call with my friend Dizzy, who I got into Fire Emblem. So without further ado, let's jump into Chapter 1 of the Binding Blade and see what RNGesus has blessed us or cursed us with. Okay, we're here! Oh, there is not a Roy in sight. Dude, oh my god, Marcus is a fucking shaman. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the boss is a mage. Oh, he has 11 arrests already. Oh my god. And he's got thunder. Okay, so let's go through it. Let's just hit Roy and go.
Alright, Roy.
So Roy's a Mirrodin. Okay. So all growths are randomized as well. I'm not going to have any idea what they are.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, D with swords, that's pretty good. The AI sword is... okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 9 res and 2. His movement is 2! Oh no!
He's not going anywhere.
My boy, you are playing... No, dude, no, that's so bad!
He's not going anywhere.
Oh my god! Yeah, so randomizing the movement is a little too crazy, and would absolutely screw me over in the future. So I decided to re-randomize the game and start over without randomized movement, so I could actually play the game instead of consistently playing a desert map. This run is looking good. Roy is a shaman, Marcus is a druid, Bors is a Mirrodin, Alan is a soldier, Wolt as a pirate, and Lance is a mage. And with Bors having a sword and doubling the bandits, things are looking good. Oh my god, are you serious? Bors is dead. No. Dude, come on. I gotta fight 236s. Bors is just dead. Well, this is going to shit real quickly, isn't it? Our main bandit defeater, decimated by dumb luck on Chapter 1. Next is a close call by Alan, who dodges a 75% hit when the enemy attacks twice. That brings us out sitting on a forest terrain tile. Most tiles in a Fire Emblem don't do anything, but some tiles give you bonuses during combat. Standing on a house gives you 10 avoid, standing on a forest gives you 20 avoid and 1 defense, desert tiles give you 10 avoid, a fort gives you 20 avoid, 2 defense, and heal you for 10% of your max HP, mountains give 1 defense and 30 avoid, and thrones give 2 defense. 30 avoid. And health restoration. Back to this brigand being a problem. Bye, Lance. See you later. Yep, because why the fuck not? And Lance is dead too, giving us our second loss in the playthrough already. Whew, that random bandit raid boss is finally dead. Now we can hopefully complete the rest of the chapter.
Totally not foreshadowing anything here, no? Oh no.
Roy, you hit these. You hit these, Roy. Let's go, come on, Roy. You hit these! Oh my god. You don't hit those. Oh my god! Don't hit those. No, no tree. You don't get a tree. Alright, well, is your accuracy a little better now? Hey, it's a little better. Just a bit. Alright, well, bye, Alan. Alan's dead. Oh, never mind, we lose. Roy's dead. Yep. Alright, awesome. This is gonna be a great run.
Third time's the charm, right? Re-randomizing the ROM one more time, going into round 3, things are honestly looking way better than the first 2 attempts. Roy's a brigand, Boris is a pirate, Lance is a dancer, a character that allows a unit to act again, Alan is a mercenary, Walt is a nomad, and Marcus is a bishop. Getting a healer to begin with is very lucky, and also getting a dancer in this run is going to make defeating enemies way easier, along with positioning, and Alan almost dies turn 1. But thanks to healing, he survives. We deal with the rest of the bandits on the map, and finally, the first chapter is done. And we actually have a good run going. We get into chapter 2 and meet our newest soldier, Ellen, who is a shaman. I haven't really explained any of the weapon effects yet, because we haven't really gotten far enough to really see what they all do. But when it comes to the Flux Tome, thanks to the last boss of chapter 1, they have the Brave effect. The Brave effect allows a character to automatically attack twice before the enemy can counterattack. And if you are fast enough, you can attack 4 times in total. Ellen will not be attacking 4 times anytime soon with the speed of 1, but having an item that allows her to double is going to be very helpful for her moving forward. Oh great, the Iron Lance also has the Brave effect on it, making early enemies in these future chapters worrisome and scary depending on the enemy. After the enemy phase, we acquire not 1, but 4 new allies to fight by our side. Dick is a lord, Wade is a nomad, Lot is also a nomad, and Shauna is a dancer. The only issue with Deke being a lord is I'm pretty sure he won't be able to promote later, since there is no way for a lord / main character to promote, besides through the story. Without any issues after getting Deke and the gang with some dancer spam, we get to the boss of the chapter and beat him up and move on to chapter 3. So moving forward, I'm not going to fully go over what happens in each chapter unless something like crazy happens or something goes wrong, so that the video isn't 10 hours long. It's going to be long still. Chapter 3 is when we are supposed to acquire our thief. Thieves in Fire Emblem with lockpicks can open doors and chests and also steal items not currently equipped by an enemy. But because it's randomized, Chad instead of a thief, he's a troubadour. Basically, he's a healer on a horse. And we got lucky that he has an unlock staff, which he can open doors with, but not chests for some reason. I never understood why. But it's whatever, he's got chest keys. So remember when I said Iron Lancers are going to be scary moving forward? Well, almost every enemy on this chapter has an Iron Lance, and without proper weapons for Roy or boys, we can't safely tank them. I bring these two up because it lets me segue into talking about a big fundamental in the Fire Emblem series known as the Weapon Triangle. The Weapon Triangle is like rock, paper, scissors, but with deadly weapons. Swords beat axes, axes beat lances, and lances beat swords. There is also a triangle for magic, which is light beats dark, dark beats the elements or anima, and the elements beat light. Boris only has a hammer, which, though effective against armored units, doesn't have the highest hit rate, and Roy's hand axe got the Reaver effect due to the randomizer. The Reaver effect basically flips the weapon triangle completely around, so axes beat swords, swords beat lances, and lances beat axes, which can be seen with the green up arrow and red, orange down arrow next to the weapon sprites on the calculation window. Without any safer options, Boris and Roy are gonna have to lead the way through this stronghold. We then recruit our first child of the army!
Wait, isn't that illegal?
Lou, who is usually a mage, and I'll just let the next part play out. Another nomad! He's cracked though! Wait!
Oh my god, he's the best one.
He's got a ballista!
He's chilling.
He's just holding a ballista! Yeah, dog, chill right here. Hold my beer. Lou is disgusting! He has an infinite use ballista! Oh my god!
From down fucking town, baby!
This kid Lou is kinda crazy. He brought a whole ballista to fight a war. This ballista is crazy strong because not only does it have 3 to 10 range, meaning it can poke from halfway across a map, it also has infinite uses, meaning it will never break. And moving forward, if Lou were to so happen to die without the ballista on him, it has the weapon rank of E, meaning any archer we get moving forward can pull this bad boy out and start blasting. Let me make this crystal clear real quick. Ballistas aren't normal weapons characters can actually hold and use. They're actually just placed on a map that enemy archers or your own archers can use about a total of 5 times before becoming useless. And with the archer inside the ballista, they can easily get doubled because the ballista is so heavy. So making sure Lou
Damn, that means I gotta
has
play
the
on
ballista
offense
in a
on
safe
this
spot
map, which
moving
is kinda a little
forward
spooky,
is going to
but
be
it's
very,
okay.
very crucial. After acquiring the godly ballista and Lou, we get through the rest of the chapter and move on to chapter 4. On to chapter 4, a big map with a lot of cavalry and a lot of
this is the
scary...
chapter
Oh,
where somebody,
this
somebody
is the
spawns
one
over
has
there.
one unfortunate shot that misses in the beginning,
Oh!
but besides
missed
one
it, sir.
small little issue, we end up pushing into the
Put him
field.
in a spot to block it
Now
off.
I make the mistake and leave my formation
Hmm.
pretty wide
But
open
he's
here,
doubled 'cause of the
and it
break
almost
points.
cost me someone's
And
life.
then he-
Oh, perfect! He went for boars instead.
This is fine.
The other guy can't reach now. Cause he quadded him! Oh my god!
And he lived!
Boris gets attacked by an Iron Lance Cavalier who would have absolutely killed him if he didn't dodge twice. Soon after that crap, Clarine shows up on the battlefield as a mage. She will run towards Roy to get recruited, but after where she moved, she's not really in the safest of places. Lou misses another 2 ballista shots, making things even worse than they were before. I then misplay here, having Marcus sleep the Cavalier with an Iron Lance instead of the Cavalier with the Iron Sword. And that misplay is gonna cost me the first casualty of the run. I did it! Wait, Deke might be dead, actually. If the archer goes for Deke, we're dead. I just lost Deke, I think. Yep, by Deke. Ah!
Damn.
He was way more appetizing than Claire! Oh, well, Roy's dead.
Goodbye, Roy.
Well, there's the first death.
See you later, Roy.
4 chapters in, and our first death was like a Final Destination setup. Missing multiple ballista shots that had an 80 to 84% chance to hit, and then my dumbass prioritizing the Iron Lance over the Iron Sword, before moving Deke into range. And just to add salt onto the wound, if I didn't move Deke, Marcus would have lived on 1 HP because the archer does 0 damage to him. I'm sorry, Deke. That was all my fault, brother. After Dick's depressing death, we use Clarine to recruit Rutger, Merlinus gets us proper equipment from the armory down south, and we deal with the rest of the army in front of us and seize the castle and move on to Chapter 5, without our boy Deke. Chapter 5 begins with us separated from the enemy by a big gate, and by seeing exactly where the position of the enemy is by that gate, I get an idea. Wait, the boss only has 15 health? Oh my god, he's scary as fuck though. Hey Lou. Hey Lou.
Jesus.
Lou, buddy.
Hey, Lou, my
Buddy.
friend.
At least with the
Buddy,
ballista, if somebody else is popping off better, I can just give it to them instead.
Yes.
Lou,
Hey,
buddy,
Lou,
pal,
buddy, old
hey,
pal.
friend.
Try to hit this.
Just kill the boss for me real quick. First turn. Oh my...
That's hilarious. No way.
Please. Please, first turn.
He's dead!
Let's go,
Oh my
Lou!
god, he died first turn!
Can I get some strength, Lou? Yeah, fuck you, boss man. That's right. Eat Lou's big, hard-throbbing ballista right down your throat, you shithead. Sorry about that. Nothing else eventful happens in Chapter 5. On to Chapter 6. Chapter 6 starts and we get to meet our new recruits, Saul and Dorothy. Saul being another troubadour, and Dorothy being a shaman. We also meet Kath, another thief who is a cavalier in this game, and we can't recruit her until she's talked to at least 3 different times in 3 different chapters, with the earliest chapter being 12. And we're on Chapter 6! Here's a map of what Chapter 6 looks like on the screen right now. As you can see, there are many of rooms with a many of chests and a many of goodies, along with a random stranger in one of the left rooms that we can recruit later on. The issue is, I don't have enough keys to open every door and get every item. Plus, some doors are bait, and I'll open a room that's just empty, and reinforcements will come out of them later on in the chapter. You may have noticed this blue horizontal line on the map. If any of our ally units were to cross that line, the big enemy battalion up in the middle of the map would come charging down and intercept us. But if we play this smart and we don't cross that line or shoot anybody in that big group of enemies, they won't move at all. Alright, kill this loop. Crit. Now, why are you here? Think. Yep, there's Sue. Yeah, go heal back there, bitch. Oh, they're moving already. Oh. I love how surprised I sound after seeing the whole battalion start moving and after clearly reading the website I'm using. Don't cross the line or attack them. They will bum rush you. And with my giga brain, I have created a problem that didn't need to exist. And my Giga Brain goes to a Galaxy Brain with these next couple moves I think to do. Oh my god. So, Galaxy Brain move number 1. I gave Dorothy's Flux Tome to Merlinus because I, in quotes, wasn't going to use her this game. And shortly after that, I used Merlinus' bait to take a couple hits. And he dies. Now, with Merlinus dead, we don't lose our convoy for the rest of the game. He's the only character in Fire Emblem 6 that's immune to permadeath, so we get to freely abuse him if we need him to die, and not have a more important character die. With Merlinus gone, now Dorothy is useless, because she can't grab the Flux Tome back, making her another extra body I can throw into the way of the enemy to hopefully keep everyone else alive. Luckily, I was able to clear out the middle battalion of enemies without any type of casualties there, but that doesn't evade us this chapter. Oh, yeah, Dorothea takes it. Yeah, there we go. Dorothea takes it way better. See, she dodged too.
Chillin'.
We're chilling. Uh-oh.
Owie.
Alan. Alan. Alan.
No.
2 coin flips.
2 coin flips.
As Alan falls down, blocking off one of the doorways on the right side of the map. With Alan's death, we've lost our last sword wielder, leaving us with only mainly bows and axes, since magic is limited right now. Hey, this is Senator Banana. I forgot to write Sue in the script, but we got her. Don't worry about it. Soon after that, more enemy reinforcements show up from the south. And one of them units, an archer, came equipped with a steel bow, which has the same effect as an iron sword, dropping us down to 1 HP in a single hit. So instead, I think it's a better idea to snipe the mage instead of the steel bow. I get better after this, I swear to God. This is like so awful, okay? Please, I swear I'll get better. I'll deal with the steel bow. It's a big threat. There's gonna be more later. Later on it gets better, okay? I'm not as much of a dumbass 90% of the time. But before I get better, Dorothy ends up dying in this chapter. Who would have saw that coming? Roy finally talks to Kathy with some easy ballista cheese. We're on to chapter 7. In Chapter 7, we have the ability to recruit 3 new bodies. Noah the Armor Knight, Geralt the Falcon Knight, and Trek the Archer. Things go about normal for the beginning of a chapter, and then I misplay with Boars, and he gets killed by the combination of a Wyvern Knight and an Archer. Oh, he's dead? I didn't move Boars, I didn't see the Falcon Knight. The bowman's gonna shoot him. Please be... Well... Yep, I didn't see the, I didn't check for the Wyvern. Then Trek ends up dying before I even can get to him.
The double for the kill, baby. Let's go.
I think Trek is absolutely dead. Yep. Oh well. Besides those 2 deaths, everything else in the chapter goes pretty smoothly, and we move on to Chapter 8. Chapter 8's a pretty big map, and a pretty important one on top of that. This is the map where we get to save Lelina, Hector's daughter. She's in that cell in the middle of the map. She's a Wyvern Knight, and she's being guarded by a... Oh my god, is that an archer? If we don't play properly and get to Lelina fast enough, she could easily get destroyed by this archer. Flying units in Fire Emblem don't like bows, except in Path of Radiance. Dragons don't give a shit about bows. Flying units in a Fire Emblem game like the Pegasus Knight, the Wyvern Knight, and their promoted classes take 3 times the normal damage from a bow weapon. And Lelina needs to survive for multiple reasons. She's Roy's best support partner, and she needs to be alive for us to even access the Gaiden chapter to get the next legendary weapon. Now, this would be a very stressful map and situation for Lilina if we didn't have access to the Ballista, who easily ends up dealing with the archer and archers to come outside of her prison cell. Now, you may notice there's this cracked wall on the side of her cell. We don't want to hit that at all, or it'll trigger all the enemies to just dogpile her, and she'll be in even more danger than she was to begin with. So having her sit in her little cell for about 5 to 10 turns until you get to her are her best chances for survival. We also get a store at the beginning of the map as well. He's usually a thief, but let's see what he is this time. Fucking hilarious. Wait. No shot, he stayed a thief.
He's a thief.
He stayed a thief and he has a pussy now. I swear to God, he's still actually a thief. Yeah, he's originally a thief. Huh. So Astore decided to not change his profession, but instead change his gender. We support you and your choices, Queen. Live long and prosper. We start pushing our way towards Lilina, Roy actually leading the charge and actually looking like an actual Fire Emblem lord compared to what he usually does in a Fire Emblem 6 game. A few tunes later, a couple new friends show up on the battlefield behind a cracked wall. Barth the Mage, Gwendolyn the Thief, and Ogier the Cavalier. We're running into a scary choke point on the map here, and Gwendolyn almost loses her life in my stupidity. Cat shows up for the second time this playthrough and frees Lilina for us. Thanks. Roy gets over there, hugs Lilina, and then tells Kath to get lost. We cover up these staircases to prevent enemy reinforcements to pop up and kill somebody since their same turn. And I don't know why I did this, but I slept Kath, expecting her to go loot stuff before she leaves, even though she doesn't do that and didn't do that on the previous chapter. I just forgot, I guess. We then deal with the boss, who is an armor knight. So we send Geralt with an armor slayer, since he does the most damage with an armor slayer, and it has the brave effect on it. And some lucky hits from Roy, and the boss goes down. It's time for the first Gaiden chapter. In these chapters is where we require our legendary weapons. The one in this chapter we require is Durandal. The map looks very simple. Kill the bad guys, get to the throne, get the weapon, right? But we gotta be careful of these little red-orange spots on the map. They randomly shoot up at points and deal about 10 flat damage to a unit. But those are the least of our worries right now. We start the map with some classical shitty RNG, putting Lilina, but more importantly, Ogier, in a really horrible spot. The halberd, like the armor slayer, has effective damage against specific class types. For the halberd's case, it's cavaliers or paladins or any horse riding unit. That means that Ogier is threatened by triple damage attack and could easily get one shot. Thinking about my options in this situation, I decide to send Rutger forward as a defenseless cavalier horse riding character to possibly get the aggro away from the bandit. I did this because I had so many other healers that I'm willing to sacrifice one because I have so many in reserve. No, please dodge, please. Okay.
You are. You got lucky this time.
It's deserved I dodged that. That motherfucker dodged 282s. Oh, thank God. I needed some luck to start going my way.
Boy should be fine.
Yep.
Rutger didn't die either.
Okay.
That's a bonus.
After that awful start, the map goes pretty smoothly thanks to the power of Ballista Cheese. We also take a few hits from the fire, but it shouldn't be nothing to worry about.
What happened?
Shauna? Did she was she standing in the... Where is she? She's standing in a fire spot.
Did she get hit by 2 fire spots? There's no way!
She's standing in a fire spot the whole time?
What?
Ah,
Hold on.
what?
I'm hitting up.
How much do these fire spots
They
do?
do like 10 damage. They do 10 damage at random. What? Did she just get hit with 2 in a row? But she had way more than 20 health. I fucked up royally here. Losing a dancer is awful. This is the first death that actually hurt. Not only because of the character that I lost, but because of the amount of turn value I lost as well. I thought she had more HP than I originally thought, but she had exactly 20 hit points. She got hit the turn before because I was speeding up and didn't notice, and then the next turn got burnt to a crisp. I confused her health with our other dancer, Lance, who has 23 HP, as shown in the clip. Well, nothing else bad happened, at least for the rest of the map. Yeah. We got the cool legendary sword, and we move on to chapter 9.
Welcome to Fire... Oh, hold on. Let me light a torch. Welcome to Fog of War, motherfuckers.
One of the worst and most unfun mechanics in any Fire Emblem game! Fog of War makes the whole map unseeable. You can't see the boss, you can't check enemy classes, or types, or weapons, none of that, unless they're in our vision. There are a few ways to counter this. You can use a torch, which we don't have, a torch staff, which we have 2 of, and a thief can see much further into the fog than any other class in the game. And if a thief uses a torch, it drastically increases their vision range. But obviously with the galaxy brain thought process going so far in this game, I decide not to bring one of our newly acquired thieves for no reason whatsoever. This is also the chapter we encounter the first split route choice. There are 2 villages in the top right corner of the map that will decide what route we go on. The left village is A route, and the right village is B route. It doesn't have the biggest effect on the playthrough, it mostly decides what characters we're going to acquire moving forward. If we go A route, we can acquire our specific route characters Lorum and Echidna, and if we go B route, we get characters Bartray and Elfin. Both routes in a normal playthrough would have you recruit your first dancer and or bard character, Lorum in A route, and Elfin in B route. But that's on the other side of the map right now. We have to get through this fog and also not kill our new friends that we're going to get from the enemy. We can recruit Fur with talking to her with Noah, and we can recruit Shin when talking to him with Sue. Things slowly but surely are looking good. You gotta be cautious on maps in Fog of War. I decide to send Geralt, our Falcon Knight, over to the left side of the map to go to this village, assuming he would be okay and totally forgetting the fact that this is a Fog of War map and he could go and die at any second.
Hey Boyd, I have a very important idea for you.
Oh, fucking where did you come from? Okay.
Bad.
Oh, you can die from poison. Oh, good to know.
Oh, goodbye, Jared.
Goodbye, Geralt. I had a lot of... Oh, he died with my armor slayer.
Fuck.
Aw.
Well,
I
fuck.
I didn't know the archer was there. I took a risk. And as you saw, that's exactly what happened. He got shot down by a steel bow, was poisoned the turn prior, taking 0 damage, and succumbed to the poison. One of our big boy pre-promoted units is down for the count, leaving behind a bad omen for future events. Noah walks up to Fur the pirate to get her on our side. Then we start moving off the middle island to hopefully get to the top left corner of the map to deal with whatever the boss is. It's, Fog of War. I then send Roy, Lelina, and Rutger in the other direction to go get the village since I was a dumbass. You may be thinking, 1 death is pretty average for you so far in this playthrough. What else could possibly go wrong? You haven't seen anything yet. Shin comes out of the fog with a short bow. It has the same effect as an iron sword and a steel bow, and hits Ogier down to 1 HP. And then a bandit comes up with his nice big axe with a 58% chance to hit and kills Ogier. He falls to the ground, dead. In a fit of pissed off, annoyed rage, I murder Shin instead of recruiting him. Why did I bring Sue then? I didn't expect this to happen. Technically bringing our death count up to 3. And things don't get better. We finally get to see the boss when he decides to use his sleep staff, because we're finally in range. Fur is now stuck asleep for 5 turns, unable to protect herself. Next to be slept is Noah. I hate this. Then, just not thinking, I left Lou in an area where he could easily get shot by this mage, and he gets doubled because of the weight of the longbow. Is that 4 characters dead so far? It sure is! Wait, are those enemy reinforcements with 2 of my units asleep that are not gonna stop until the chapter ends? Oh boy! Fur is somehow still alive after 5 turns being asleep with enemy reinforcements raining in on my ass, and the only thing I can do to hopefully keep her alive is sit her on a forest, drink a Volinary, and hope to God she dodge tanks. But it's not enough. Fur falls to the ground dead, becoming one with the forest. Use Marcus to wall off the pirates that are coming our way, and he's just gonna sit there and eat damage because he can't counterattack. He doesn't have a weapon. His light tone broke like 2 chapters ago. Things are looking good. At this point, the only thing in my mind is beat this chapter before everybody dies. Beat this chapter before everybody dies. I can't afford to lose anybody else. Ellen's not much of a help. She only has 4 uses left of her Flux Tome, and she doesn't one-shot people, so she's gonna have to attack twice, meaning she can only kill 2 more dudes. I already explained the situation with Marcus earlier. He's just a wall. Hopefully he doesn't die. I really need him. A sneaky pirate comes up with a hand axe and snipes the shit out of Sue. She's dead now. With the same panicked mindset, I send Rutger on the other side of the map up to see the boss and see what else is with the clear the fog. And then he dies. Die. I'm running out of resources. Everybody's dying. Oh god, what the fuck do I do? Roy lands a crit on the boss. We win. And we have a killer axe from the last couple maps ago. We can use that to get with a higher crit rate. We can kill the boss and win the map without anybody else dying.
I mean,
okay, we got one.
It's the one.
Now dodge this. I need you to dodge this. Oh, okay. We got 2 crits.
Double crit.
Defense HP. Defense HP. Defense HP. Okay, that's fine. We got one.
That works
That
too.
works too. All we gotta hope is that Roy doesn't die. Holy stress, Batman! Whew. Okay. Oh!
Roy.
People out there being like, bro, it's a 70% chance. Dog, have you seen how I've been getting hit by?
Have you seen
Voice
this
poison.
video game?
Go. Let's get the fuck out of here. Oh my god. That was a fucking disaster. Dear God. We barely got out of there with the skin of our teeth. And half of our battalion is dead. 7 people died. Oh no. And all that chaos, I sent Merle into the left village, sending us down the A route split. Needing time to recover, I take a break after this, but we trudge on to Chapter 10A. Let me compose myself a little bit, dear God. Okay. Oh, okay. Chapter 10A is pretty simple from the looks of it. We encounter our first enemy ballista, but that's not going to be a crazy big issue since we have our own ballista, or technically 2 ballisticians. Looking through the whole map, it looks fine. There's a scary berserker, but I don't think he'll be too hard to deal with. Hopefully the boss this time will be even less annoying, right? Oh, man. Hey, there's a fucking shaman? Where the fuck's the shaman on this map? Oh. Oh my god, I have to fight a fucking dragon.
Oh my god. He's a dragon.
He's a
No
fucking
way.
dragon? I can't fight a dragon right now! Are you kidding me?
Is he the boss?
Yes!
Oh, fuck.
Can I get a dragon? You know, I think past me said it well enough. Fuck me. That right there is a mannequin, or a dragon. Their base stats don't look scary until you realize that the green is the stats that they get when they transform with the power of their stone, which harbors their power to shapeshift into a dragon. With my magical power limited, getting to this dragon and beating him is going to be an issue. But we can cross that bridge when we get there. We've got about 20 other dudes we gotta kill first. This map's going pretty smoothly to begin with. Everything was going okay, nobody's dead, RNG's going our way, and then at the end of chapter 4, the game just said, fuck you. There he is. There you fuckers are.
That's not good.
Oh.
Can you press any buttons?
Is something supposed to happen here? I can
think.
make them look back and forth really quickly. Oh, well, shit. I guess we're restarting. And we will know that when the pirate spawns to spam the fuck out of start. Something was causing the game to soft launch. Luckily, it's not that crazy. Oh, wait, no, here we go. Where geese spawns. Me and Diz did some research for about a good 15-20 minutes after to try to figure out the issue. We went to different forms, anything possible, because I want to beat this game and I don't want some dumb random softlock to end it. We come to the conclusion that the pirate spawning on the fort on the island on the side of the map is causing the game to softlock only because it's randomized. So, how do we avoid this? Well, we need to send somebody who can fly over to the island to either sit or drop somebody on that fort. With our only flyer being Lelina, my frontline formation is now screwed, because for the first 3 turns she has to get to that island before the game softlocks. This does make bolstering at the beginning of the map a little more difficult, since Lelina is an important frontline character. After taking a minute to sit and think of a new plan and who a new frontline character is going to be to fill the spot of Lelina, I came up with a plan, and it's time to put it in motion. The plan is to take Barth to the island, sit him on the fort, and then hope to God nobody dies from the first initial onslaught of enemies. And it worked out! Geese was finally able to enter the map as a Pegasus Knight with some good stats. His speed's kinda slow. We push through the rest of the enemies, and shortly after, Gonzalez spawns on the map as a knight. His whole goal of the map is to destroy the village, but Lelina's just gonna sit there, wait for him, talk to him. He'll join our squad, and then we keep pushing forward. We get past the 2nd Battalion of troops in the middle, deal with that Berserker who could have been absolutely terrifying. About to start crossing the bridge on the southern part of the map, when some same turn enemy reinforcements show up and almost kill Saul. I sent 2 units to stand on top of the forts to stop the reinforcements because I don't want to deal with them, because I have a big wall of Manakee to deal with and is a more dangerous priority. I then come to realize the wall can be toppled easier than I thought, since I have iron swords, which can bring him down to 1 HP with a single hit. By the way, I know it's late into the video, but that effect is called Eclipse. We just have to make sure whoever I send in with the iron sword can at least take 1 or 2 possible hits from the Manakee. And let's see, the only character I have with an iron sword is Astore. Huh. How much damage do you take, sir? Ooh, that's kinda nasty. I don't like that. I then, with my limitless brain power, decide to go all the way over to the fort, grab Barth, leave Gonzalez on the fort, just so Barth can do a single damage to the Manakee, instead of just stabbing him a second time with the iron sword. But Barth turned out to be the hero we needed. He killed that fire dragon with a fire tome. How ironic. And with the smooth chapter out of the way, after 1 hiccup, we can move on to chapter 11A. Hopefully it's another smooth chapter. My mental state is eroding rapidly at this point. Chapter 11 is a doozy, not because of difficulty, but because of everything that can be acquired on this map. And instead of naming everything, I'll just show it all on screen now, all the items and the characters we can get. The 4 characters that can be acquired is Lorem, who we immediately get at the start of the chapter, and is a Myrmidon, Klein, who spawns on turn 5 with his friends, Thea, who spawns on turn 7 with her friends, and Echidna spawns surrounded by enemies on turn 8. But it doesn't end there. If we manage to keep Klein and Thea's friends alive, we manage to get a reward from them as well. And if every red house on the map stays intact, we get a reward as well, so we need to stop brigands from getting to him. Now, the boss on this map looks scary because his stats are absolutely gargantuan, but with him only having a bow, we can easily cheese that later, and that's so far away. We have 10 million other things on our list to accomplish first in this chapter. With all we have to do, we have to get moving, and moving quick, or everything is going to fall out of control. And before the true chaos can even start, Astore got hit by the 29% hit, and he got poisoned because of it, and he's dead! Lorem, after, also lives on 1 HP thanks to poison as well. I'm tired of all these weapons having fucking poison on them. It's starting to piss me off! After that bullcrap, we make it to turn 5, and Klein spawns as a Sage, a promoted class of a Mage. And he has one of the best staff items in the game. Ooh, Klein is a Sage! He has a Warp Staff!
If I use the warp staff,
I could play this randomizer normally, or I could also use the Warp Staff.
It's beautiful.
Oh, his magic is so bad, though. Oh my god, why are all their magic so bad? The Warp Staff is a little baby.
He's a little baby. God damn it.
If you know the legend, you know the reference. Klein will join the gang if he is talked to by Roy or Clarine, his sister, who I decided not to bring because, well, I just foregored. A couple turns later, Thea appears on the battlefield back where we spawned, and she's a bard. The bard is just the male variant of a dancer. For her to join the gang, she needs to be talked to by Klein or Shauna. With Shauna dead, all we have is Klein, and Klein's at the bottom of the map, and he needs to get to the other side of the map. Next to show up is Echidna, who walks out of the house and is a nomad trooper, the promoted class of a nomad. But like I said earlier, she's in immediate danger because she is surrounded by enemies and... Oh my god, she's holding a killer ballista. And only a killer ballista? She'll be lucky to survive all these guys' attacks. I'm gonna be honest, that ballista is weighing her down and she's gonna get doubled by every single one of those bandits right in front of her. And the way to recruit Echidna is to have Lorem talk to her. So, I make some drastic moves. I end up using the warp staff to warp Lots and Lance up by Echidna to possibly save her ass and get some aggro away from her. Echidna thankfully survives the onslaught of enemies, and we're able to actually pick her up and rescue her with Lot. Now, this would still be a bad situation if Lot didn't have 20 defense, making him able to take a ton of damage. Well, a ton of not damage, I guess. I said that backwards. It's about to be turn 10, which means 7 Cavaliers from spawn are about to come in and try to pincer attack us. But hopefully we should be able to handle that once we kind of regroup as an army. Oh my god, it fucking happened again.
Damn. I'm gonna need you to get some more levels, my boy, so that you can...
No shot! The game just soft-locked again. Why did it soft-lock this time? Are you kidding me? Oh, it's soft-locked again? Are you kidding me? Apparently, after doing even more research with this, that Route A of Binding Blade is just the buggiest shit on the planet. And I didn't know that prior when I made the choice. I just went for the characters instead of the, buggy fucking mess. So me and Diz continued to start digging, trying to figure out what we could possibly do to solve this like we did Chapter 10A, but we hit a roadblock. There's no way to prevent the Cavaliers from spawning. There's no fort they spawn from, there's nothing like that. They come in from the top part of the map, and even if we were to line people on that top part of the map, not only would it make the chapter extremely harder by limiting our army, they would just spawn anyways, meaning it'd be a complete waste of time. I played this chapter multiple times, trying to figure out what I could have possibly done to prevent the soft lock and hopefully continue the game, because I'm actually having a lot of fun. Okay, real awesome. Well,
Thanks.
If I somehow did something that makes the game not freeze, I'll be shocked. But I'm pretty sure... game freezes right here.
Nope!
Okay, what did I do different, though?
I don't know. I actually have no clue.
Okay, so now we know there's a way the game doesn't bug the fuck out.
Don't know what it is,
Okay,
but it
hold on.
does.
The one thing that was different is that there wasn't an archer healing on the cave.
Yeah, there was... He was stopping the reinforcements from coming out of the cave.
Which then bugged the other reinforcements
Bugged the
later
game,
on.
because he wasn't supposed to be there.
Okay! Oh, thank God we figured out what the heck was wrong and we can actually continue the game now. Now, as you saw in the clip, I resetted the chapter to redo it again from the normal. You could call that cheating and bullshit. I was just playtesting and trying to figure out what was wrong with the game so I could actually continue the game for you guys and actually complete this project that I've had on my mind for the past, 3 months. Shut up. I also, in that time of finding the specific bug or glitch to be able to progress the game, came up with a pretty decent strategy to get through the onslaught of enemies that come my way. It starts with picking up Lance and Lot and sending them over the wall to where the shop in the arena is. Getting them close enough to those enemies will aggro them towards them, and Lot with his defense should be able to live with the combination of Lance being able to dance and Marcus holding a Psych Staff. The Psych Staff just allows Marcus to heal from a range instead of having to be up close with like a heal or a Men's Staff. I then leave Roy, Marcus, and Geese at the back of the map just to kill Thea's friends. I don't want to deal with it at all. I bring Clarine this time to recruit Klein so Roy can stay back or help in some type of way. I still don't have the best strategy to save the Echidna, but it doesn't matter because the game just reset again!
I don't know.
That one
Steel
doesn't
Axe
normally
uses.
happen when
What the
playing
fuck? The game just randomly
It's not the most
reset.
Stable game. We recruit Klein again, but with his sister this time, and then I warp Astore closer to where Echidna spawns to hopefully have him take aggro away from the fighters that would most likely kill her. Then we have Klein start moving it back towards the beginning of the map so we can recruit Thea. Thea's friends die, and then before the moment of truth, where Astore needs to take dodge to possibly save Echidna, he gets shot by a steel bow, bringing him down to 1 HP. Astore does eventually go down to another fighter a couple turns later, but he would have ended up dying anyway since he did on this chapter previously. Lorem gets to Echidna and she's now in our control so she doesn't run off and do something stupid holding her ballista. And then without a soft lock, on turn 10, the 7 calves spawn and are immediately a big issue. The only 2 units back there at the spawn now are Klein and Roy. Now, I could have easily just kept Roy exactly where he was, put Klein behind him, leave Thea alone until we need to get her, and just have the Cavaliers come one by one into Roy as it kills them all. But instead, I make my life way more difficult than it needs to be. I decide to recruit Thea right there, in the middle of danger. Man, I'm so good at Fire Emblem. I'm so good because I then use Geese to pick up Thea and get her out of there, still leaving the other 2 in a god-awful situation. Klein is absolutely most likely dead here, for sure.
What?
You killer Lance fuck.
Now we gotta go in and do the whole damn thing again. Damn it,
See you later.
Goku, you fraud. I blame him. Y'all can't stop.
There we go, skill.
Yeah.
Alright, not bad, not bad. Ooh.
Oh, I maybe forgot that they're Brave
What
Lances.
is this? Oh God.
This is okay.
No.
He's fine.
What? All right, man.
See?
Sure.
He dodged like 7 times in a row. He's okay.
Ooh, Klein dodge tank like a fucking boss. Let's go! I then do what I should have did the first time and just choked a point slowly with Roy and Klein behind him. And the Cavaliers are finally all dealt with. Lilina ended up capping her strength stat, so I decided to do the best thing possible and promote her into a Wyvern Lord. She gets a decent stat boost and is now allowed to use swords. Look at Lilina go, the first promoted unit of the playthrough. I send Echidna down to the south part of the map to acquire an item from one of the houses, which has an Orion's Bolt, which I can use on Lot to promote him since he's had capped defense for a pretty long time now. Another promotion, another sword user. Things are looking pretty good. After all that struggle, after all that chaos, we finally get to the boss and Lilina kills his ass, ending the absolutely atrocious struggle through Chapter 11A. Hopefully, the game won't soft lock anymore. Chapter 12 is
Not
to
at
be
all.
beaten in 3
Where are we?
turns.
We're
with
out of the
lots
trench-
more
oh,
funds
wait,
to
I need to
achieve
beat
the
this in
guided
20
objectives, but this shouldn't be too hard.
We're almost out of the trenches.
We're out of the hopefully software trenches.
And the ballistas.
Yeah.
Alright, the only trick of this map is that our
I
army
don't
is
think
separated
there's
into 2
any more.
groups,
I haven't heard
the main
anything or
army
seen
and the
anything,
baby.
so
I think
here's
I have
hoping.
my
Decides to
unit
try his
set up
best at
properly
babysitting,
because
and
Lot
I
has
put
a
him
sword
with the
now
small
because he
army
got
to hopefully
Dude,
make
he's
sure that
he
nobody
just
dies
promoted and
they
he's
all
gonna
attack
cap
him.
He's gonna cap. So I'm just
So,
gonna
let's get
put
this started.
Lot
in
here
charge
and
of
stab
group
this
2,
guy.
Roy and Lilina in charge of group
Stab
1.
That's
him.
like
There are
perfect.
2
But
new
also,
characters recruitable in this chapter.
oh, this is the
Great.
fucker with a
The
yeah, you know,
Lord,
fuck
who we
it,
need
hit
to
me,
talk
dare
to
you,
with his
crit me.
brother Lou, or an architect
Crit me,
his friend
bitch.
Chad, since Lou died in a tragic
what I thought.
fire
He
accident.
missed.
And
Like
then
a
this is the third
bitch.
time we're able to
Like
actually
I
talk
said.
to Kath, and she will join
Like
our
a
gang.
bitch.
Finally!
Like a-
This chapter is also the first instance
put
we
you
actually
here
get to
and
see
dance.
its actual eclipsed home. It usually has a 3
Oh, no!
ballista, but its hit rate is so abysmal that you just need to be god unlucky for it to hit.
I might just warp.
Also
Roy.
on this map are more sleep staffs, so nothing could
Or,
possibly
I
go
should've
wrong.
warped.
Oh,
Don't do it.
okay, that's fine. She's asleep. She's
Dodge it.
not
Son
in
of a
any
bitch.
danger. She's not gonna get
Fuck.
hit by anything because Lot's
That
there.
that ruins
taking
plans. What the
everything.
fuck are you doing?
It's
Oh,
fine. We can
son,
recover
You're a
from this.
bitch. Cool. No shot, you sleep Chad here.
No shot.
No shot. Oh my god! Are you fucking...
16%
You're a
chance to
whore.
hit, huh?
So, honestly,
And it hit?
Lorena can't even be touched if she just goes ham.
Man, that opening chapter
look at
RNG
that.
is really
I think it
consistent.
supports-
Oh no,
Thank
don't
God
sleep
Rock
him.
Dodge is the last of
Okay,
the
the sleep staffs are gone. Don't gotta worry about
Finally,
When
someone
she's under
dodged.
Serious danger, she
The
just
sleep staffs are
really
gone.
wanna
Don't gotta
come.
worry about them. Oh, Ellen back with
Better
a vengeance.
him awake than
Ooh.
asleep right now. But once the sleep staff shenanigans are dealt with, we
Do I
have to
promote
get
Ellen
moving so
early?
we can rendezvous with the big group. The only thing separating
It
the
might
groups
be.
are these 4 fighters
Yeah,
and this
dude.
1 warrior, the promoted
It's
class
such a
of
fun
fighter.
map.
But with Lelina and Roy leading the charge for Group 1, I don't think we'll have that much of an issue dealing with them at all. Next, we end up What do you mean show the clip of Lelina killing him? What? I don't need to show that. Why do you want me to show that so bad? They're just some random troops. We're just gonna recruit way in the chapter, right? Nothing's gonna go wrong. What? I know exactly what happened. Why is there ominous music playing? You're scaring me. Nothing happens to Lelina, right? Right? Please no! Ow! No! Oh God, no! This can't be happening. This can't be happening. It was a 7% crit. It was a 7% crit. 7%. Why? Why did this happen? Everything was going so smoothly. She was so strong. And now she's dead. Oh no! She's dead. Oh, what am I gonna do? That was the warrior's natural crit rate. 7% was natural crit. Lelina had 0 luck. Whoa. Whoa. The rest of the chapter is mostly played out in silence due to what happened there. That Lelina dying was just so unfortunate. It is absolutely the biggest loss so far in this playthrough. We do end up recruiting Ray and Kath and seize the crow and secure the Gaiden chapter. Alright. Gotta shake it off. Gotta shake it off. Deep breaths. Gotta keep pushing. For her sake. Chapter 12X is the Gaiden chapter we're up to, where we can acquire Arman's, Hector's signature weapon. There are a ton of tests on this map, but they mostly have garbage except for 2 gems. But I'm only going for the white gem towards the end by the boss. Also, Fargo War back, but it's not that big of an issue with how windy and serpenty the map layout is. With Lelina gone, there's a huge power gap in the army that needs to be filled, and Geese is here to try and fill that gap. So I decide to not only promote Geese into a Falcon Knight, I also give him a speed wing so he can possibly not get doubled having to fill such a big pair of shoes. I also decide to use the Draco Shield on Roy just so he has a better chance to live because, as we saw last chapter, any moment could be your last. This chapter goes smoothly, there's no weird random hiccups. Roy, Geese, and Lot lead the charge through the fog of war, and we end up grabbing the gem that I wanted, and Ellen kills the boss. On to chapter 13. Okay, come on, snap out of it. Absolutely need to focus on chapter 13 because it could go so wrong so quickly. This map is bad because there's only two ways forward, the south bridge or the north bridge, and regardless of path we choose, we could easily get pinched later on by enemy reinforcements. The southern bridge is more scary since we'd have to go through two ballistas, so the northern bridge seems like just the best option in my eyes. I also just feel that the northern bridge just has more space to move around and adjust units compared to the bottom bridge having two small baby bridges and a small baby island in between. And last time we were stuck on a tiny island, shit did not go well. A few turns in, we get a new character that just hunts us down instead of us hunting her down, and Melody the Troubadour joins the squad. We could also recruit Percival the Wyvern Lord on this map.
He's Lolita too!
Or whatever Diz called him. But we'd have to be quick, otherwise we won't make it to him in time and he'll leave and we won't be able to recruit him till chapter 15. The last friendly ally character we see is Cecilia, who is in a god-awful spot right now. Oh man, it's gonna take a lot to get to her. Wait, isn't that Sophia?
Lamau. She's...
Oh
no.
well, wait, did he just crit? Oh my god, he did.
No.
He just crit. She's dead.
He crits?
He crit her!
Bro hit the fucking spin move and everything.
Don't worry, Cecilia isn't actually dead. She's scripted to lose that fight, but I don't think it's always a crit. Luckily, a small random child within her castle heals her up, so she's good for later. The other voice you heard right there in that moment, that was my boy Maple. He randomly streams on Twitch, you should go check him out. We start our path on the northern bridge, and Lorum has a dance with death due to me forgetting the one single spot on the northern bridge that the southern ballista can shoot at. Shortly after that, the enemy pincer attack commences, and I have to play so cautiously so that nobody dies. And then the bullshit starts. Oh, damn it, Quibi!
Oh, shit. See, you saying, like, I wasn't fully paying attention to the screen. Even though I'm looking, like, I'm literally watching it. I'm watching it happen. And I'm just not looking at the damage numbers. I see the animation, I'm like, ah!
You saw him spin his sword and you thought I was dead.
I got scared.
But you forgot it was Lot.
I was like,
oh. I got Diz pretty good there. He wasn't paying attention. After that, my brain cells just turn off and I completely forget that the Wyvern Knight can just fly around the walls of the bridge. And it doesn't go well. Lorum has a second dance with death, and thank God she survived, or we wouldn't have been able to get Percival, who's leaving, because I took too long to get to him because of all the crap on the bridge. In hindsight, I could have just warped Lorum to him, but that wasn't in my mind at the moment. Roy then hits the level cap of 20, and he'll be sitting as this brigand for about another 10-ish chapters. Oh. I also discovered that the Silverlands has the Devil Effect. The Devil Effect has a chance to have what damage you were supposed to do to the enemy, you do to yourself, meaning you take a big risk at doing a lot of damage because you could easily one-shot yourself. Ellen hits the stat cap for magic, so it's time to promote her into a druid. I then forget that one spot on the bridge where the Southern Ballista can shoot for a second time in the same chapter, and Geese barely survives a triple effective attack. Thank God I decided to give Geese the Angelic Robe, an item that increases your max HP by 7. He'd probably be at 2 HP and probably dead right now. But after those scares and our loss of Kath, we get to the shops, buy some goodies, kill this coward of a boss, save Cecilia, meet the small child named Sophia, and she wants us to go to the Nabata Desert, so I guess we'll just follow her.